It's no big deal.
No big deal?
It'll be my thing.
No big deal, he says. No big deal.
My signature style?
You lost your mind.
What's going on?
Tell him what's going on.
This.
What's that?
It's not what it is, it's what it is.
Okay, what it is.
It's no big deal.
Dean, were you or were you not wearing this sock when you got your dream job at Kitty Kitty Coachy Coachy?
Since when do you work there?
Last month I told you.
And when you aced your Spanish final?
You aced your Spanish final?
Last week I told you.
And when Trina Henderson Schopenhauer talked to you?
Trina Henderson Schopenhauer talked to you?
You were there!
Do you pay attention to anything we do?
Sure I do. Louis, is that one of the lucky socks? The lucky socks?
Not lucky socks. Lucky sock.
One sock, one odd sock.
Where's the other one?
Aha, crisis. Tell him, Dean. Tell Nick where the other one is.
I dry erased. It doesn't matter.
Lucky only works in pairs. A pair of socks.
This isn't any luck. This is universal lining luck.
Kitty Kitty Coachy Coachy.
Why do you
Try
care?
Trina Henderson Schopenhauer luck.
Why do you care about this one?
This isn't any luck.
This isn't something you let fade away because an appliance goes haywire.
So you're encouraging him to confront a client?
Exactly.
Get back himself or else?
He's got to stand up for himself.
I can't!
Why not?
My dryer is very temperamental. Use the wrong fabric softener and she won't dry things for weeks. She's very sensitive.
What are you saying? What is he saying?
Are you saying your dryer took your sock on purpose?
I think so.
Like a message?
Yes!
Like a punishment or something?
Exactly.
What?
Tell him what's going on.
You're leading us down the garden path. This is an entirely different scenario.
I know, I'm terrified to even go in the basement.
But you need that sock.
Please. Beg.
You have to stand up for yourself, beg. Please, Miss Dryer, I didn't mean it.
Please give me my sock back.
I didn't mean to say any of that.
You better make it good or that sock's a lint burger.
Am I like not living on the right planet or something? Did I wake up on the wrong planet? Gotta get out of here! What's that? A ball? Where? Yes. Which ball? No. Gotta get out of here.
What's that?
A ball?
It's square,
Yes.
so it's a box.
No.
Yes, it is.
No. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Something.
Have you done this before?
Have we?
It feels odd yet familiar. Odd and familiar all at the same time.
Wow.
I'm not shaking. It feels like it happened in a dream. I'm going to say something about you can't have a square, not another ball.
Deja vu!
What's that?
You don't know what deja vu means? Deja vu means a sensation you've seen or done something before. Like this scene, like your entire existence.
Oh, I don't believe in that rubbish.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you leave, before you turn away, curl your lip, wrinkle your nose. What do you have in common with our slightly left of center? Are you completely void of the peculiar, the eccentric, the atypical? Maybe you yourself are a little odd. Maybe you belong up here. Step inside, ladies and gentlemen. Step in and see for yourself.
All right, thank you. Let's stay right here. Let's take a step forward. Thank you. And audience, we welcome your questions. So, who is in one of the other drama classes? All right, so you guys probably have specific questions you would like to think of. But first, teachers, parents, anything that you'd like to ask the performers today? Yes?
I have some students here that I know that said pretty long lines and complicated ones, and I'm impressed. And how do you guys do? What are the techniques you have to memorize those lines, which memorization is something you need in languages, so I'm curious.
Okay, so what did you do in order to memorize your lines? Chris?
Practice.
Okay, how did you practice?
Read it.
Read it?
Yeah.
So just sit down and read?
Yeah.
Okay. Neela?
I said them out loud.
Said them out loud.
And then, like, if I was messing up on one specific part, I would know that section.
Okay, that's a really key thing for us, being able to actually do it out loud, because that's where the memory actually takes place. That's why, people write these great speeches, and then they get up in front of an audience and they trip over their words and everything. Usually because they haven't taken the time to actually practice out loud. And when you practice out loud, all the muscles get used to all of the word formations and so on, because speech is a muscular event. So when you do it, it's the same thing as practicing your jump shots or practicing your kicks or something. You're getting the muscle memory involved, and that becomes true memory. Did he tell you how you had it also?
No, I was just saying that while we did that, we also recorded it earlier, so.
Okay. Yeah, so as soon as they received their scenes, they sat down, everybody had their laptops open, they pressed record, and everybody recorded their group speaking their lines. Which meant if there was anybody ever absent, or if they needed to practice at home, they automatically have every group member there on recording, and they could run through their scene that way. Okay, any other questions?
Me again.
Okay.
Jeffrey, you said that Jeffrey just stepped in today for the first time.
He was given the script, I highlighted it for him. He got himself ready backstage for his other scene, and then came out and...
Okay, Jeffrey, how did you do? You really looked like you knew the text, the lines.
Improvisation.
Yeah. We haven't done a formal improv unit this semester, but we've had to deal with the same ideas as we've worked on the Stregonomic performances and this. And basically, I say this almost every time, we really strive for the students to be excellent rather than perfect, because when things go wrong, you have to find a way to make it work. And so we really push that side of things as we're getting ready for performances, which means, for somebody like Jeffrey, who's already, quite skilled as a performer, for him to come up and do something he's never done before, because he understands the overall feel of the play, he can step in and just kind of wing it. Right? Okay, other questions? Yes, Mr. Lee.
What was hard?
What was difficult for you guys? Tulula?
Like some people had really long lines. It was hard remembering those and putting them and not forgetting them and stopping.
Is there anything in particular for you that you found challenging?
Well, I had to say that I love Joe.
That can be difficult. Having to declare love in front of an audience. Mila?
Like, kind of what Tulula said, it was really hard to keep good focus when you're saying really weird lines.
Okay. Anybody else? Things that were quite difficult? Fisher?
If somebody else forgets their lines and you think they're going to say them, but then you have to kind of cover it up with it, but sometimes you don't know if they're going to say it and you talk over each other.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Difficulties? All right. Other questions? Yes?
Any chance you'll put it on the website, like the recording, or?
Well, this will be posted on YouTube so that they can watch themselves. Now, whether or not they share that link with parents, that's another story. But I can be coaxed to, yeah. But it is posted privately, so people won't find my account and find it posted there. Because even though they perform in front of an audience, it's really between us. And so, family members want to watch because they haven't been here. That's a different story, but we try to still keep it, sort of safe zone, if you want to say. Anybody else have questions? Yes, sir. Who is that? Me?
You didn't create the story yourself.
No, it's written by a woman named Lindsay Price. And she writes really interesting stuff for performers of this age. And obviously very strange things. Dylan? Now there was one scene that was in Community, which is the lunch scene where he's trying to ask the girl out. So if you came to the middle school play, you would have seen that, but obviously very different because every actor will play a scene differently from one another, right? Okay, and that's by the same playwright as well, Lindsay Price. Mr. Lee?
Does this make you guys more interested in joining the middle school productions, the bigger productions?
How many of you have done middle school productions before? Either tech or performance? What's that? No, like middle school play, musical, or even ISTA. Yeah? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? So does this sort of experience inspire you to go into like a bigger production? Or is it something that you enjoy as it is? Because I know for some of you, this is what you want, right? How many of you would say this experience gives you more confidence to like actually go on and do other performances? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, loafers maybe, okay? How many of you really enjoyed this comfort zone here where you could perform without being in front of a large audience? Okay? Yeah, and it's tricky because, you know, sometimes in a program, you know, there are programs, and we do the second semester with musical theater. If you're in the class, you do a production. But for drama, it's nice to have that opportunity to go through these experiences and not always do it for a production. And so that's why we try to offer both. And I mean, honestly, I'm very proud of all of you, but I know for some of you in particular, this was a huge step for you this semester, right? And so, you know, taking that moment to really be proud of what you've accomplished, I think that's important for you. Yeah. Any other questions? All right. We do have a few minutes until the end of class. So, performers, when I finish saying how wonderful you are, if you have guests here, please take the time to thank them for being here, even if you tried to convince them not to come. And then after that, you'll have time to get changed before break starts. If you have a prop, please leave it in the room. If you have a costume or a hat, that sort of thing, please take it back to the drama room. You can take that as well. All right, thank you, performers, very much. Great job. So, show some love for those that are here for you, and then you can go get changed.